So the December 9th, 1874 was on the same date as Venus transiting the face of the Sun, and 69 years later, plus 33 days, I was born. Now the 1301 is first off the distance below sea level of the Dead Sea, 1301 feet. But it also means a flash of lightning, or the glint on the tip of a flashing sword, a bright glittering sword of lightning. Raymond C. Capt, a brilliant scholar, wrote A Study in Pyramidology, page 61, the Great Pyramid retained its marble-like covering until the 13th century AD, when a great quake shook the structure, cracked its face and dislodged some of the casing stones. So it was damaged twice, 1301 and again in 1874 with the transit of Venus. The point being the transit of Venus. Why? This is 130 years before the transit of June the 8th, 2004. I was 22064 days old on that date. This is the number 666 in Greek, but it is written as 6666 in numbers. So I remind you that the 50th layer of masonry gives you the earthquake. So the 1318 revelation is, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of the man. If you're reading in the Greek, it would say 5516, 5516, 5516 and 5516 in Greek concordance numbers, which totals 22064, and the word Lord is found in 6666 verses, so we have 6666. So it's a code. We add 22064 being the 4 times 5516, and it gives us in days the transition of Venus in 2004. This here is also a code. The lightnings are in fact fire, and it's numbered 4443 from 4442, and that is the distance between where my oldest daughter was conceived in a home I built in Port Alberni, Canada, to where my youngest daughter was conceived. This is Nicole in Quesnel, Canada, and I say sincerely that these two children were entirely my idea. My wife did not want to have children. This is all proven with global positioning satellites. So the quake aligned with the Venus transiting the face of the Sun and the Lord number, the nuclear fusion rate of the Sun, 657 million tons of hydrogen. So the Venus transition of Cairo, December the 9th, 1874, sunrise to sunset was 613 minutes for the pyramid, or Cairo, and that is to keep secret, to hide. To hide what? Venus. Now in space we have the Nostradamus 13th constellation, Ophiuchus. This is when in 2012 Rhiannon, which is Sagittarius, crushes the stinger of Scorpio. I've had 3 Scorpios in my life. My first wife, second wife and my youngest daughter. They all, the 2 wives, have managed to turn my youngest daughter against me. One of the accusations is that I was running a brothel on Sydney Harbour when I was a young man. This is the evil of the first Scorpio, the mother Eileen Joyce Rosewarne, who is, by analogy, the great whore, the harlot, I had to experience as a human being. to remind me what it felt like as God when Israel became the harlot. Here we have the right foot being stung in the heel by the scorpion, and its left foot crushes the heart of the scorpion. In its left hand, the head of the serpent, which is the Jews, the Khazars, are being crushed. The serpent represents the encircling of the earth by its demonic power, controlling all nations. So there's 202 layers divided by 202 by the 50, and we have 4.04. We can then take any word Jesus, for example, found in 942 verses, divide by the 404, and we have 233.168. So there are that many verses up to the 50th layer based on 942. So we simply divide 942 by the 202 layers, then the 50 results in the 233 verse, which is Mark 11:22. And Jesus answered him, saying unto them, have faith in God. The word Christ, the ratio is 2.584. It's the 130th verse, which is in Romans. For to this end Christ both died and rose and revived, that he might be Lord both of the dead and the living. The word mother, and said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they, the twins, the twain, Gemini, the two, shall be of one flesh. Matthew 19:5. The term Jesus Christ, back to Romans. Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel, and the preaching of Jesus Christ according to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began, but now is made manifest by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting God, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith to God only wise, be glory through Jesus Christ forever. Amen. And I should point out that it was Paul who preached against what I told the apostles to do. He went to the Gentile nations. The Gentile nations have nothing to do with the quantum. The word. And the Lord turned and looked upon Peter, and Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he said unto him, before the cock crow, then shalt deny me thrice. So what we have then is the Nostradamus prophecy. It's the Roman Catholic Church that will deny me until after December the 21st, 2012, when the people will rise up. The Catholics will rise up all over the world. Now the pyramid is built 2127 metres south of the 30-degree latitude where you would think would normally they would build it, but they didn't. The reason is it's the 2127 number. That's the age difference between Rhiannon, my youngest stepdaughter, and Nicole, my youngest daughter. 2.127 years. So the displacement factor in the pyramid is the base based on a solar year 36524.24 pyramid inches reduced by 286.1, and this is the distance from that line running into the King's Chamber, 286.1 to the right to the King's Coffer, which is then directly below the centre of the pyramid. So this is the espousal. 36524.24 less than 286.1 is 3623, which is Hebrew espouse and espousal, as is 2861 is espousal. So we've got the female, the bridehood, reflected in the displacement factor by the loss of the 286.1, which is also Lamb, and Alpha 1 God, which is myself today, the displaced factor.